So now I have run this Quast again using the contigs from the pre-processed data that we got from a previous SPADES exercise. And then I output to a slightly different folder, right? So I don't overwrite the existing, because I did Quast on the raw data SPADES assembly. Now I want to compare this to the pre-processed data SPADES assembly. Let's go down here and click open this report again. So this is how it looks like now. And actually it's nice now to compare to the previous one that we looked at. So I go into the original Quast and also open that report. So we have them both here. So we can compare them to each other, right? This is the raw data, you could say, that we looked at in the previous video. And this is now after pre-processing. Notice first that after pre-processing, there are fewer contigs now. It's not as many contigs. It's like 30, what is it? 37? While here it was 66, wasn't it? 66 contig. So that's why this curve looks steeper. But actually it's not really, because it's only that we have a shorter x-axis, you could say, here. And we can see that actually the genome coverage is more or less exactly the same. 98.752% here, 98.741. So it's actually tiny little smaller by the pre-processed data, and that is because we have fewer contigs. So for all practical purposes, these two are equal, I would say, because this last few short contigs here probably rubbish, most of them anyway, right? So so I think what we can achieve on the first like 20-25 contigs is what's important here, and that is more or less the same, I would say. How about misassemblies? There was one originally, and there is still one. And of course, the contig length of that misassembly changed now, and that is not so strange because the contigs are different now, right? From what they were here. So the pre-processing has changed something, right? We don't get exactly the same contigs anymore, and we get fewer contigs, but in total, the big picture, I would say, is very much the same. And this is often the case, I would say. The pre-processing rarely alters the big picture. So you can really ask, should I bother do this pre-processing? Well, I think most people do it, but keep in mind it's not that important for the, it may be some details, right? But apart from that, it's not super important. The reads are, especially Illumina reads, are pretty good, right? And the assembly is, the bottleneck of the assembly is how much repeated regions you have, and that is not something you're going to fix by the pre-processing anyway. So more or less the same, I would say.